Welcome to this look at another blog post posted on Thursday the 14th of October from Giants regarding production chains, all products, production plants and connections within the new production chains system that's coming. Let's have a look. Come along with me, MrSealyp. So the blog post does say, as more and more farmers look for additional ways to generate income, Farming Simulator 22 will offer you various opportunities to grow your farming operations. Don't stop at selling your fresh harvest. If you want more of the capitalism-flavoured cake made with regional ingredients only, and earn even more from your produce, start a production chain. Become a local farming mogul. In Farming Simulator 22, there are a total number of 13 different production plants. You can not only supply with your goods, but buy, own and place on your land too. Take a look at the graphic to learn more about the dependencies. Well, that's what we're looking at right now. So, the production chains, plants and chains. There is another graphic we're going to have a look at in just a moment, which is the icon overview, which I've kind of got open to one side as well. But there's a lot going on there. We've got a flow chart of the various different production chains, the production plants, and then obviously the connections between them all. If we start up in the top left-hand corner where it says sawmill, so that's one of our production plants. We've got to the left of that forestry. So we've got our trees coming into the sawmill, whether it be directly wood chips or lumber, but the arrow does go straight to carpentry. So I don't know whether with wood chips or something, maybe you could miss out that completely, potentially. Because we do have the option, actually it's not showing on there. We do have the option to make, oh, with the sawmill does show the boards, I suppose, yeah. So into the sawmill, you can get boards out. And then you've got the carpentry there, which is showing us the it's showing us a furniture icon. And what's the other one? That's not wood chips, is it? Potentially it's wood chips. So we've got furniture, boards, all connected with sawmill and carpentry. If we come down, directly below that, we've got sugar mill. So we've got inputs and outputs. We'll start with the inputs. So into the sugar mill, we've got sugar cane, we've got sugar beet coming in. That produces sugar. You can see the sugar cubes right there. And then going down from that, the sugar can be made into chocolate at the dairy. So another one, so the third one there being the dairy. We'll get to that in just a second. But underneath sugar beet, we've then got chopped sugar beet, which follows an arrow all the way around and takes us to the biogas plant. So the biogas plant will take sugar beet, but it needs to be chopped. So another production needs to be going on. Back to the sugar mill, though. Coming out of the sugar mill, not only have we got chocolate, but we've also got going into the bakery sugar, because that's going to be required for the baking process. And the baking process, I think, is one of the production chains that requires the most inputs, I think, as far as I can tell. So we'll come down again then to the dairy. Inputs to the dairy, we've got milk. Fantastic. The dairy will produce cheese. It will also produce the chocolate, as we can see there, but it will produce butter as well. That little icon just to the right, that's the butter icon. All those things from the dairy. So butter can go up to the bakery, as sugar did as well. If we come across just a little bit, we've got our eggs. Now, they're on their own. We just need chickens to produce our eggs, but those eggs can also go into the bakery. The bakery can produce bread, but we can also be producing cakes in there as well. I think that's probably why that's central. There's quite a lot of arrows going in there. So we've done sawmill, carpentry, sugar mill and dairy. If we come back up to the top, but come across a little bit, we've got the water icon there. Below that, greenhouse. So greenhouse is another production chain. Now, interestingly, that's not showing an input for manure, which previously, historically up to now, the greenhouses have always taken manure and water. Now, that could just be an emission. I would think it would do, but your greenhouses, we can have a tomato greenhouse, lettuce greenhouse, and strawberries. So the tomatoes and lettuce, as far as I can tell, you could just sell those directly. They're not required for any other production chain. It'd be nice, I suppose, if you had a restaurant. Maybe the restaurants and things like that, there'll be sell points that will take them as well. That would be quite nice. But the strawberries that also come down into the bakery, because if you're making a strawberry cake, you're going to need your butter, you're going to need your eggs, you're going to need your strawberries, plus some other ingredients which are going to come later. Bakery, obviously, we've just been looking at that as we've been talking about all the other ones. So we'll come across from greenhouse to oil mill. Now, oil mill has got our inputs there from sunflower, canola, and olives. So our oil mill, we've got the products there of canola oil, sunflower oil, and olive oil. So products in, products out. They're just going to be made into oil, which obviously there are going to be pallets, there are going to be things that can be taken off, and there will be sell points and things that will follow around there. Then we come down one more, we're onto the grain mill. Now the grain mill has got obviously inputs to the right, so your cereal crops, your barley, your wheat, your oats, and your sorghum will be coming in. But grain mill coming out, you can sell your flour directly, it will make flour. So any of these, like you can sell your sugar directly. You can, the planks I think you can sell directly. All of these things you can sell directly at sell points. The cheese you'll be able to. But obviously they can then go on another step further if you want them to. So your flour, once it's made, if you don't sell it just as flour, that can also go into the bakery. And that kind of rounds off all the things you're going to be needing if you're going to be making cakes. Down from the grain mill then, we come to the biogas plant. We've already seen the chopped sugar beet coming in with the long arrow coming in from there. Inputs into that, we've got our manure, we've got slurry, we've got silage just above the biogas plant going in. Coming out, we've got power. The one in the middle we now know to be methane and digestate. So again, those can be sold. The methane, we've got at least one methane-powered vehicle in the New Holland, not T4, anyway, the little New Holland tracked methane powered. My mind's gone blank. So that's your biogas. Then we come up top right. We're at the grape processing unit. So inputs are there. Grapes. We've already seen olives. Now we'll be going to oil mill, but our grapes, which is obviously one of the new crops coming in, will go into the grape processing unit. Now we've already got their grape juice. So the grape processing unit will produce grape juice. But we'll also do raisins. Those raisins can then be boxed up, shipped. You either ship them with all of these. I think in a lot of the videos they showed and talked about gameplay, you have the option to take them yourself, load up everything you want to load up and take yourself, or for a fee, you can actually have them shipped there by the factory. I'm sure that's what they said. So those raisins will then come down and go into the cereal factory. So we'll look at the cereal factory now. Obviously, cereal crops coming in, the same as the ones that went to the grain mill, can go to the cereal factory. But also above the cereal factory, we've got corn and we've got honey. The honey icon sitting there. So again, we've had beehives in game before. They've always been that kind of hourly income or daily income type thing. You place them, the bees buzz around. It's all very lovely and you get a bit of income. Judging by the fact we've now got a honey icon, we're going to be able to, I would imagine they'll go into jars, onto pallets, as the other things do, and can be taken into the cereal factory as well. So cereal crops, corn, honey, raisins, cereal factory will be making cereal, a muesli type thing, I would think, along those lines, but something involving honey. And then as we come down to the bottom right, we've then got our spinnery. The spinnery will take wool and it will take cotton. That icon there on the spinnery is for fabric. And then obviously we go across there, something I wasn't aware of. A few of these I was aware of. I wasn't as sure what all of the things were that would be coming in to them. But we've then got tailor shop. So you can produce fabric, again, which you would be able to sell as fabric if you want to. But if you want to take that fabric to the tailor shop, you can then produce clothes as well. I know I've been talking a lot. There's a lot to this. There's a lot going on. So the icon overview. So whatever is produced in the end, it's made locally, whether it's cheese at the dairy, flour at the grain mill, or even clothes at the tailor shop after wool's been processed at the spinnery. One of Giant's favourites is the bakery, offering local residents fine bread and delicious strawberry cake. It's as lucrative as it is tasty and requires a whole set of ingredients: flour, sugar, eggs, butter and strawberries from your greenhouse. Greenhouses. We'll tell you more about those and more soon. You can be excited. So looking at those icons then on that particular screenshot, we've got top left. We'll go top left, we'll go across the top row and then we'll come to the left again. So we've got flour, we've got our bread icon, cereal, cake, sugar, chocolate and honey. then butter, cheese, canola oil, sunflower oil, olive oil, grape juice, raisins, strawberries, lettuce, tomatoes, fabric, clothes, furniture, and planks. I'm really buzzing about this now. From when they first announced production chains, I love the whole concept. And again, it's one of those things like everything in game, like it always has been. If you don't want to do it, don't do it. You don't have to. You can just do your crops. Just do your crops, sell them. You know, sell them to the grain mill, sell them to the bakery, sell them to the sugar mill, like we've been doing in game already. But if you want to take all of these things that extra step further, if you want to, you know, really delve deep into this, I just think it's brilliant. Fantastic. Nice, clean, clear icons. Obviously, the production chains flow chart, there was no other way of doing that wasn't going to be complicated. There's a lot of arrows, there's a lot of stuff going on. And I would imagine, if you haven't already, go back, just pause it, have a look, or go through in increments while I'm talking about it, follow the arrows, however you want to go about it. But yeah, really looking forward to it. Absolutely fantastic. Don't forget, you can pre-order FS22 up until the 22nd of November. If you do, you get the pre-order bonus of the Class Zerion Saddle Track Pack. Plus, also available, the Year 1 Season Pass is available for you to save money on top of the price advantage of the Season Pass compared to buying the content separately. You'll save even more money by pre-ordering, which again, as far as I'm aware, you still can't do on PlayStation, but you can on the other platforms. I hope you found this useful and informative in some way, shape or form. If you have, please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.